Just when we thought that the muscle car era had declined, the Yenko Turbo Z arrived in 1981 to tell everyone that muscle cars weren't dead. They were just turbocharged. The Yenko Turbo Z. This was one of those rare cars that generates wild excitement among gearheads while making collectors break into a sweat, and anyone with an interest in cars is prompted to ask, wait, that's a Camaro? Yes, it's a Camaro, but it's been upgraded. The legendary Don Yenko produced the Yenko Turbo Z after successfully turning Camaros into legendary street beasts, thus unleashing a turbocharged vehicle conspiracy that stunned everyone. You guys should discard your expectations because this extraordinary vehicle surpassed standard Camaro norms. Thanks to its turbocharged 350 cubic inch V8 engine, customers face the need to reconsider their life decisions. With around 250 to 275 horsepower, it wasn't just fast for its time, it was the street's answer to a rocket. Y'all should not be deceived by the flashy badging along with aggressive spoilers. This car offered more than its appearance while waiting at red lights. Its performance with the exclusivity factor produced dramatic hair-raising moments on every acceleration. Purchasing this vehicle means more than buying just a regular automobile because it represents historical importance in the automotive domain. Now, before I begin, leave a like and a comment, and also please share this video. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos. Okay, let me get into the video proper. The 1981 Yenko Turbo Z wasn't born out of a simple, let's add a turbo idea. It was the love child of a turbocharged dream and a Camaro that just couldn't get enough. Let's travel back to the 1980s when muscle cars were about to undergo their biggest evolution. Peak muscle cars from that era were evolving into sophisticated vehicles with the same heart while becoming more fuel-efficient machines. Don Yenko led the transformation of Chevrolet Camaros through his performance-enhancing work. Yenko began his high-performance Camaro, which was fitted with 427 cubic-inch naturally aspirated engines, operation during the late 1960s to craft top-performing versions of these already powerful automobile models. As the mad scientist of car modification, he transformed Chevys into vehicles that outpaced basic yard equipment. Fast forward to 1981, and the world had changed. Emissions regulations were tighter, gas prices were higher, and muscle cars were being given a makeover. Seeing an opportunity, Yenko took the Camaro Z28, a staple of muscle car enthusiasts, and slapped a turbocharger onto its 350 cubic inch V8. This wasn't your dad's Camaro, this was the Yenko Turbo Z. The turbocharger system installed on this car delivered performance power equivalent to the most aggressive muscle cars from the previous generation. Now, in the true Yenko fashion, this wasn't just about adding a turbo and calling it a day. Oh, no. Yenko improved the handling with upgraded suspension components, making it more stable at high speeds, and they upgraded the transmission to handle the added power. The Turbo Z was more than a car, it was a statement that muscle was alive and turbocharged. Well, now that I have introduced the Yenko Turbo Z to you guys, let me talk about the modifications that were made. If you thought the Yenko Turbo Z was just another Camaro with a turbo slapped on, think again. This car was engineered to make other performance cars blush. At the heart of the Yenko Turbo Z was the Turbo International turbocharger, transforming the already powerful 350 cubic inch V8 into a 250 to 275 horsepower monster that could pull your face off and still ask if you wanted more. The turbocharged setup significantly improved torque, making it a serious contender against other performance cars of its era. Now let's talk about the Stage 1 and Stage 2 setups. The Stage 1 Turbo Z started with the turbocharged engine, automatic transmission, and some seriously cool Yenko graphics. But if you were feeling particularly high-rolling, the Stage 2 package brought the heat with every Z28 option available, including custom wheels, tires, and the kind of suspension that could make even a pothole feel like a speed bump. And just in case you were wondering, Stage 2 came with weld wheels, P245 R60 15 tires in front, and beefier P255 R60 15 tires at the rear. Oh, and a front air dam straight out of IROC, because you need that extra downforce to hold you to the road when you're going warp speed. The interior? Leather. It's not just for show, it's for performance. The Camp-incorporated fully adjustable seats make sure you're comfortable even when you're trying to handle that turbo boost like a pro. And don't forget the water injector. This helped cool the intake charge and prevent detonation under boost. Let's face it, this was the Camaro Z28's cooler, faster cousin who showed up at the family reunion with a turbocharged attitude and a fresh coat of badassery. With upgraded suspension and innovative turbo tech, the Yenko Turbo Z was the perfect blend of streetwise power and race-ready precision. The Yenko Turbo Z wasn't just built for the Sunday cruise down Main Street. It was made for the racetrack. Well, it could have been anyway. With about 250 to 275 horsepower under the hood, it had the muscle to leave just about everything on the road eating its exhaust. Now, let's not kid ourselves. In 1981, the Turbo Z wasn't exactly a car built for traditional motorsports. But you didn't need a sanctioned racing circuit to feel like a rock star behind the wheel. This car was made for one thing: putting a grin on your face every time you punched the gas. As a racing enthusiast in the early 1980s, you could use your Turbo Z to compete in drag strip events because its turbo engine delivered a performance that stunned veteran muscle car racers. While not a dedicated drag racer, the Turbo Z provided strong straight-line performance compared to other early 80s muscle cars. Racing a Turbo Z against a Pontiac Trans Am or a Chevrolet Corvette would provide close competition as long as you showed your exceptional gear-shifting skills. While it didn't dominate the NASCAR circuit or show up in the Indy 500, the Yenko Turbo Z had a cultural impact. It was the muscle car for a new age, a turbocharged fusion of everything great about American performance wrapped in a sleeker, more modern package. It spoke to a generation that loved muscle but also wanted efficiency. Gone were the days when a gas-guzzling 454 was the only option. Now you could get all that power and still have a car that didn't laugh at your fuel bill. For car enthusiasts and collectors today, the Yenko Turbo Z is more than just a car. It's a nostalgic blast from the past. It represents a time when turbocharging was new, exciting, and making muscle cars cool again. The Turbo Z may not have conquered the tracks, but it won over the hearts of those who love to drive fast and look good doing it. The 1981 Yenko Turbo Z is not just a high-performance machine, it's a rarity that turns heads at every car show. Initially, Yenko planned to produce 200 units of this turbocharged beast. However, a combination of high prices, the fading interest in the second-generation Camaro, and the looming arrival of a redesigned model meant that only 19 Turbo Zs were sold, with just 3 of those featuring the Stage 2 package. Talk about a limited run! Fast forward to today, and the Yenko Turbo Z remains one of the rarest Yenko Camaros ever built, making it a coveted collector's item. Despite its rarity, its value hasn't skyrocketed like some of the earlier Yenko models. The Stage 2 model in pristine condition can fetch prices around $66,000 at auctions, a far cry from the $200,000 plus Yenko Super Camaros of 1969. But don't let that fool you. It's still a serious investment. What makes this car so valuable isn't just the turbo power, it's the legacy. The Yenko Turbo Z represents the rebirth of the Yenko Camaro, the last of its kind. A muscle car that still delivers performance, handling, and styling in an era when they were increasingly rare. For collectors, owning one is like having a piece of automotive history, with just a little turbo boost to make it extra special. The 1981 Yenko Turbo Z proved muscle cars weren't dead. They were turbocharged. With its turbocharged engine, upgraded suspension, and exclusive styling, the Turbo Z redefined 1980s performance. Today, this rare beast is a piece of history, combining power, efficiency, and iconic status. If you get the chance, owning one is owning a legend. Thank you for joining us today, and don't forget to like, comment, and share this video. And please also subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this one. So until next time, stay safe out there.